Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Germany, round 10 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. We are at the Talkessel circuit here at Teutschenthal. And this is the MXGP of Germany. It's lovely and warm outside, temperatures nudging 30. It's also a very warm breeze blowing through the valley here as well. So track conditions, if they're wet at the start of the race, you can expect it to be pretty dry by the end of it all. We're just in the halfway stage now, or entering the second half of the season. In 2 weeks' time, we will go to Indonesia for a double header there. And we will then be on the home straight. Round 10 of 18 is up next. 30 minutes plus 2. MX2 race 2 is just around the corner here at Teutschenthal. There's a reason why there are a million wind turbines in and around this area. It's one of the windiest parts of Germany. You can see from the flags blowing in the breeze there that the riders, as they come from right to left towards the finish line area there, there's a little bit of hang time there. A little bit of a tendency just to get blown offline every now and again, depending on the wind and how it picks up. But if you're joining us for the first time here, welcome, and it's a very warm welcome from Germany as well. As I said, 29 degrees, nudging 30. Great atmosphere here, especially in the MX2 category, because Henry Jacobi, he is one of the home favourites, the main favourite from Germany this weekend. He could get on the podium, but he needs to keep his emotions in check. The circuit, 1,600 metres long. And whilst they sit there and wait for the riders to come to the end of their sighting lap, let's take a look at what happened earlier in MX2, race 1. Over on the far side, Jorge Prado, gate number 3, picking up his 13th foxhole shot of the season. Just behind him, the number 43, Mitch Evans. The 28 in orange, moving into 3rd, was Tom Vialle. And then Henry Jacobi, the home favourite, getting off to a great start here. A few positions further back, the 2 Bud Racing Kawasaki's, the light blue, just going through there, mid-pack. Mitch Harrison. Dropping downhill, though, it wasn't long before Mitch Evans got caught by Jacobi, and then Jacobi also went past the number 43 Australian. Moved himself up into 4th place. Brian Moreau came in for some running repairs, would not finish the race. The Australian, number 14, Jed Beaton, also went around the outside of the 43 of Evans and pushed him back down another position. Olsen also followed through. Then Beaton had this crash. Number 14 fell from 4th place. Michele Chervelin also fell. He was in 9th on his Yamaha. Then Mitch Evans had this high side, hit the ground hard. Not sure if there was rib damage or lower back or just winded, but Evans will not line up for race 2, we believe. Jacobi pulling donuts. He was in 4th. He fell. He got himself back to an eventual 9th place finish on what was a difficult track to pass. The guy just ahead of him in light blue, Mitch Harrison, eventually came home in 8th for what was his best result of the season so far for Bud Racing Kawasaki. Beaton eventually found his way past Fuarame, got himself into 6th. Henry Jacobi was solid in 3rd on his F&H Kawasaki, the number 29, giving the fans something to cheer about. Tom Vialle, Red Bull KTM, bringing it home in 2nd position, his best in MX2, but it was win number 16 for Jorge Prado in race 1. Anyway, a few months ago, Lisa Leyland was down on the grid. She caught up with 2 riders. One of those was F&H Kawasaki's 811 Adam Sterry. Before that, the number 35, Mitch Harrison from Bud Racing Kawasaki. A
fantastic crowd here and a really great atmosphere. It's really shaping up to be a brilliant day, especially for the last 2 races of the day. Now, I'd like to catch up with Mitchell Harrison. Not Mitchell Evans. Bud Racing Kawasaki's best result in that first race there, P8. Must be a good track for you.
Yeah, it's a really good track. You know, it's a lot more like an American track. It's a lot like High Point, actually. A lot of ruts, you know, more opportunities to pass. I really love it.
I mean, like you said, it's a lot of ruts out there, but they're pretty deep ruts out there as well. It's pretty slick and it's very hard, so it's catching a lot of guys out.
Yeah, you know, the ruts are really deep, especially on the insides, but if you're smooth and you're patient with the track, it's going to treat you well, and it's treating me really well today. Best
of luck. Have a great race. Okay, the second rider I'd like to catch up with is F&H Kawasaki's Adam Sterry. Adam, not the easiest of races for you. I know you had quite a tough start in that first race.
Yeah, definitely. I had a collision on the first lap with someone and hit a mound of soil on the outside of the track and ended up having quite a big crash, actually. I went over the bars, landed hard on my head. My bars were bent, so I was quite far way back, but a little bit used to that now, so I come from the back again. And yeah, that was very hard 2 points that I earned. But
are you feeling okay now?
yeah, I'm feeling okay now. I hurt my hand a little bit, got graze on my arm, but it shouldn't bother me now. Hopefully I take a good start and yeah, make it through that first lap.
Well, hopefully. Here in Germany at the moment, we've got quite high temperatures, high winds as well. The track's been drying out. I think they have watered it a little bit in the break. How's it shaping up at this stage of the game?
Yeah, in the first race it was technical, nice that the track's not really high speed. Yeah, so I see they've done a bit of track work, so hopefully they haven't done too much and it's still quite technical. And yeah, good start, and we'll see where we end up.
Have a great race. Thanks, Adam Sterry there. Good luck to all the guys. It's time for MX2 Race 2.
Yeah, Adam Sterry finding life difficult at the back in race 1, but he did eventually come through to 18th. As he said, hard-earned points, 3 of them. Anyway, here's how the top 5 look in the championship coming into race 2. Prado now 37 points clear of Olsen. Jacobi 72 points further back. Jacobi 42 behind him, but just 7 further back in 5th is Tom Vialle. So Vialle closing in on Jacobi, but not by much. Jacobi looking to try and get on the podium here this weekend, though. But there is your pole man, Jorge Prado, number 61, and the number 19 of Thomas Olsen. Here's how the riders line up then ahead of MX2 Race 2, the MXGP of Germany here at Teutschenthal. Jorge Prado on pole for the 6th time ahead of Thomas Olsen, Henry Jacobi. Mitch Evans was actually 3rd in the qualifying race, but he's not lining up in race number 2. Henry Jacobi, Brian Moreau, Maxim Renault, Jed Beaton, Chervelin, Tom Vialle, Jacobi, Bas Farsen, Mitch Harrison. So Harrison going to the line in 11th this one at the expense of the number 43 Australian Mitch Evans. Jorge Prado, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, already in position behind the gate here, ahead of race 2, MX2, at the MXGP of Germany, the Talkessel circuit in Germany, Teutschenthal. Thomas Kjer Olsen, Rockstar Energy Factory Racing, 4th in race 1. Jorge Prado, though, the championship leader, another race win for him, 16 in the books for 2019. Tom Vialle, the number 28 on the Red Bull KTM, got his best result, 2nd overall. Henry Jacobi was 3rd for F&H Racing Kawasaki. The rider here, a circuit ambassador of this Talkessel circuit, place he knows very well, got a lot of support, and in the pre-grid interview before race 1 he was saying that you know, it's nice to have the support of the German fans, and he is actually the number 1 guy to cheer for here this weekend. He's never been in that position before. We just saw Jacobi there, up and down race weekend for him so far. He crashed from 4th, eventually came home in 9th. Tom Vialle 2nd though. Career best for him in his rookie season so far. Bas Farsen, what a race he had as well. Hitachi KTM, fueled by Milwaukee. The Dutch rider coming home in 5th position. Started outside of the top 10 as well, so it's not like he started 5th and stayed in 5th. He'll be looking for another solid performance here in race number 2. Jed Beaton, likewise. Had he not made that mistake whilst in 4th early on in the race, who knows what the result could have been for him. 225, Brian Moreau came in at the end of the first lap for some running repairs, having made a good start ahead of his teammate, Mitch Harrison. But it was all to no avail. And Chervelin, just 1 or 2 little mistakes creeping into his game in race number 1. Eventually came home in 11th after slipping off, whilst in 9th place. Looks like all the riders are on the grid. Green flag at the back. We'll get a green flag down this end as well. The Fly Racing 15-second board goes up for the final time then for the MX2 riders. MX2 Race 2 getting ready to go here. 30 minutes plus 2 laps, round 10 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Germany here at Teutschenthal. Who will it be that grabs that foxhole shot? Jorge Prado has 13. It looks like it's going to be number 14 for the championship leader. Rounds out the inside ahead of his teammate. Lights the candles. And it is Prado who leads. Vialle 2nd. Olsen much better this time in 3rd place for him. Dropping downhill for the first time, over on the right-hand side, the 193 on the black and blue Yamaha. Jacobi gets into fourth ahead of Matthijs Borromée. And behind them, another good start for the 98 of Bas Varsen. So Varsen in about 6th place, and disaster again for Brian Moreau, the Bud Racing Kawasaki rider, picking himself up. Freshly watered track is going to have his hands full of mud, and his grips will be saturated as well. But Prado making his way to the line here. Give you the first check then. Remember, they need to do 1 full lap to get the first official lap in the books. Finish line to finish line. Prado leads, Vialle 2nd, Olsen is 3rd, Geertz 4, Borromée 5, Varsen 6, Sanai 7 for Bike It DRT Kawasaki. Henry Jacobi is in 8th place. Some work to do if he wants to get on the podium from there. Maxime Renault is 9, Jet Beaton is 10, Michele Chervelin 11, Zach Pichon is 12, Van Donnick 13, Larinaga 14, Adam Sterry is in 15th place, Zakina, Lasiado, Mitch Harrison 18, Dylan Walsh 19, Michael Sandner is in 20th place, Alvin Osland down in 33rd at the first split. Jacobi taking the long way round, looking for some dry dirt, but gets closed down on the exit of the corner. See how the wind is picking up here. The loose dirt just quickly dissipating into the atmosphere. There'll be some water splashes as well where they put water down. There you see just in that bottom dip on the left. As Sanai looking up the inside of the 959 of Maxime Renault. Renault on the in the ascendancy there, and there you see him on the left-hand side of your screen. But Sanai responding immediately on his Kawasaki as he goes after Bas Varsen. Varsen in 6th place. Oh, Jet Beaton, number 14, the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, just ahead of the 29 of Jacobi, and then 747 Chervelin. 3 riders abreast as they hit Monster Energy Mountain towards the end of this first lap. 959 Renault going around the outside of Sanai, and Beaton splitting them both up. And closes down the line at the bottom of the hill. Turn 3, a bobble there for the Australian though. The lone Australian in this race. Jacobi goes to the inside, looks to find a way past the American Darian Sanai. It'll be a drag race down the end of the straight, but he's going to be kept to the outside here in the final corner is the number 29. Jorge Prado, though, 1.3 seconds clear at the head of the field, ahead of his teammate once again, Tom Vialle. Olsen is in 3rd. Geertz for the Yamaha group is 4th. 5th is Borromée. 6th, Varsen. 7, Beaton. 8, the Yamaha of Renault. 9, these two. Which one's going to emerge? Henry Jacobi. But then Sanai responds immediately, gets himself back into 9th place. The German's going to come in short here. Well, he manages just to keep it on track. A rutty, chewed-up circuit here. Hard pack tries to get Sanai over onto the outside. I think he's just about done that. There'll be a big panic rev here. Sanai will try to keep it in there. A spin up there for Jacobi, but he does go through. Looks across to Sanai on the way down. Makes that pass stick, more crucially. So Jacobi then up into 9th position. Had to work hard for it. Tried to jump long, tried to spook Sanai. Sanai had nowhere to go. And here is Jacobi going after Maxime Renault, the Yamaha SM Action MC Miliori rider, the teenager from France. Just ahead of him here. Fans on their feet. They want to see him on the podium, if possible. Going to be a tall order. But 25 minutes plus 2 to go, still will feel like an eternity. Bas Varsen leading this group of riders down here. Jet Beaton carves his way down the inside on his Husqvarna. And the Hitachi KTM UK rider, fueled by Milwaukee here, second rider in shot, was just caught unawares there. All of a sudden, Beaton now up into 6th place, and a mistake there as well on the exit of the turn. So Varsen just maybe not ready to quite push here in the greasy conditions at the start of MX2 race 2. Just behind him, Maxime Renault and Henry Jacobi. Jacobi looking to go to the outside here in turn 7. Makes another pass. And the fans love that one as well. Maxime Renault just sitting back there. But everybody on the side of this guy here, number 29, Henry Jacobi, now up into 8th place. Varson just ahead of him on the KTM on the face of the jump. And Jacobi, though, in a hurry to get forward. But with 24 to go, Prado now leads by 2.6 seconds. Henry Jacobi hanging off the back of that F&H Kawasaki. Wants to give the fans something to go home cheerful about here this weekend from the German Grand Prix at Teutschenthal. Hard and slick underneath. Water will make it very slippery for a while, but we have a warm breeze blowing through the valley here at the Talkessel. Loamy in places, hard and slick in others, hard polished takeoffs and landings. Riders have to be very much on top of their game. Focus needs to be at an all-time premium. Prado was the fastest lap last time around, a 1:53.2, as he opened up a 2.6 second advantage over his Red Bull KTM teammate Tom Vialle. He's over the line here as well with another fastest lap of the race, a 52.5, doubles his lead, 4 seconds now over Vialle. Olsen closing in 3rd place there on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, the white machine. And the second rider in shot, Jacobi, just off the back on his Monster Energy Kjer Yamaha. He's in 4th place, just like he was in the early stages of MX2, race 1, before he had a slight tip over it, put him down to 14th. And he had to carve his way back to 9th, did the Belgian. Here's Matthijs Boeremé just in the background, Honda Red Motor Assa Motors Frenchman. And here's Yates. This is the fight for 2nd place. Vialle and Olsen. Olsen trying to keep the young French teenager in check as Prado disappears ahead of him through the next couple of corners as he looks to extend his lead to more than 4 seconds on this 4th lap. Darren Sinai has gone missing, looks like, according to our split timing. He was in 10th, but we'll see for sure as he comes over the line. But as it stands right now, we've got Prado, Vialle, Olsen, Kjer's 4, Boeremé 5, Beaton, Varson, Jacobi, Renault. Sinai was 10th, but could just be a glitch. No, he's definitely out. So Darren Sinai, Bike It DRT Kawasaki, pointing down to the left side of the bike. Could be gearbox related, something like that, but or maybe even, yeah, anyway. Tough blow for Darren Sinai. His race comes to an end here, race 2. Just over 21.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go here. MX2 race 2, MXGP of Germany at Teutschenthal. Jorge Prado over the line for the 4th time. 2.6 seconds clear of Tom Vialle, a 53.9. So a bit of a bobble somewhere for Prado, because Vialle has just closed that gap slightly. Thomas Olsen is 3rd. Jacobi 4th. Well, he was, because Vialle's made a mistake, and 2 riders have gone by. Just after the finish line, was it? No, coming into turn 7, he goes down. Lost the front in one of those deep ruts. Olsen goes by for 3rd. Jacobi also went by. Just coming into view there, the 193. So a bit of a loss of concentration there. Easy mistake to make, though. Those corners, very, very deep. Kjer now has clear track, and Olsen's down. Olsen out of 2nd place. Well, this might be handy for someone like Henry Jacobi. Jacobi could find himself as Jacobi messes up the rhythm section and loses 2nd position immediately back to Tom Vialle. So Vialle goes from 2nd to 4th and immediately back into 2nd because of mistakes from Thomas Olsen and Jacobi. Matthijs Boeremé is just sat there all of a sudden going, well, I'm in 4th all of a sudden. How has that happened? There he is, just around the outside of these guys. So Jacobi, I don't think has capitalized. I think he was just too far back. But it might be points that he will steal from Olsen, because Olsen was sitting 3rd overall in the Grand Prix. It was Prado on 50. Vialle was, and still is actually, with 2 seconds on 44. Olsen was 38. Jacobi was 33. So might change this time around. 5 laps complete. Jorge Prado will extend his lead because of the mistakes from everybody else around him. Almost 8 seconds now over his teammate. Jacobi Kjer is in 3rd position for Yamaha. Boirame 4th on the Honda. Beaton 5th. Olsen 6th. Varsson 7th. Jacobi 8th. And between Olsen and Jacobi, about 2 seconds. And they are tied, 33 points for 3rd in the Grand Prix at the moment. Olsen on 33, Jacobi on 33. Jacobi Kjer on 32, Boirame on 32. Jacobi in the background there. He needs to find his way past Varsson and then get clear track to go after Thomas Olsen. Olsen already on the charge, trying to find his way onto the rear wheel of Bas Varsson. As they battle over 7th place, 6th place. So here's Varsson. Oh, Jacobi goes down. He loses the front end. Has he just kissed goodbye to the podium here in Germany? No good at lip reading there, but give you half a guess as to what the mechanic said at that moment in time. Kjer Larranaga in 13th, so watch that, just folds the front. Ah, that's got to be the biggest uphill stopper you've ever seen, hasn't it? Yeah, that was it from the other angle. Top end of the hillside there. Chervelin goes through, Sterry goes through. So Jacobi, back up and running, has lost another position to Kjer Larranaga. So he's going to be down in 13th place now. Well, you can't fault his efforts. And just behind him is Mitch Harrison. So Harrison, number 35 on the Bud Racing Kawasaki, the only American left in the race, at the expense of Darian Sinai. Sinai was in 10th, but it's gone out with some kind of mechanical issue just a couple of laps ago. Looking down at the left side of the bike when he came back into pit lane. But this battle here for 3rd, Jacobi Kjer on the Monster Energy Yamaha 193, and Matthijs Boirame. Jacobi Kjer just 1 point off the podium at the moment. He's on 32. Olsen is on 33. Olsen in 6th position at the moment. 1 second, or 3/10 actually, behind his teammate Jed Beaton. Just behind these guys. There's Beaton. There's Olsen. So the 2 Rockstar Energy Huskies. And it's Beaton, the Australian, who heads that little battle. Just behind them in the background, Bas Varsson. He's in 7th place for the Hitachi KTM, fueled by Milwaukee. Maxim Renault and Michele Chervelin. Again, the Yamaha SM Action MC Migliori riders locked together, this time in 8th and 9th, ahead of Adam Sterry, Brent Van Donnick, Kjer Larranaga. Jacobi has just found his way past Mitch Harrison. So Harrison now 14th, Jacobi up to 13th. As he goes in search of what should have been a podium here, but he's still got a lot of work to do. 16 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Jed Beaton leads his teammate Thomas Olsen downhill into turn 3. Both riders having a bit of a up and down weekend so far. Good qualifying, but in the race, Olsen managed to get 4th at the expense of his teammate Jed Beaton, who was 4th at the time of him falling, on lap 4 actually, in this corner here. The run up towards the finish line, 7 laps complete now. Prado 9 seconds clear of Vialle. Kjer a couple seconds further back, but he sets his fastest lap of the race at 52.7, marginally quicker than Vialle, the French rider. Boirame is in 4th. 5th and 6th are right here, the 2 Huskies, number 14 and number 19, Beaton and Olsen. Olsen getting on the gas though, side by side, launches down the inside, and I'll tell you what, he jumped long, slammed into the face, got some serious pre-jump action going on and launched himself into oblivion there, but somehow he managed to keep it all in check, did Olsen. Olsen now up into 5th place. So Olsen, he has clear track now. Watch this here. There's Olsen alongside his teammate. Watch, he gets onto the plateau. He jumps long into the base and whoa. Wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Carry some speed around the turn, TKO. So clear track, looks ahead, sees nobody ahead of him. The next rider, if he looks across, he does look across, will be Matthijs Borromée, Honda Red Motor, Asa Motor, as Olsen looks to chase down 4th here with 14 to go. "14 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Henry Jacobi alongside Ike Larinaga on the Marchetti Racing KTM. The Spaniard taking the slower inside line, but it's the shortest and therefore the quickest. Jacobi tried to make a move on it. Mitch Harrison just behind, number 35 for Bud Racing Kawasaki. So these three here fighting over 13, 14 and 15, or 12, 13 and 14 actually. Larinaga goes inside, Jacobi to the outside. Has to switch it to the outside here. Jacobi definitely got squeezed at the end of pit lane there by the 66 of Larinaga. They hit the line now, 12, 13, 14. So Jorge Prado in 3rd, just ahead of these guys, but a problem after the finish line area. Oh, he lands on the brakes, or jabbed the brakes, and then he goes wide, and he stalled it. And the bike is gone, so Jorge Prado is out. Came into land, went to get on the gas, and it has gone from bad to worse for the Monster Energy Kjer boys this weekend. Ben Watson breaking a hand in free practice yesterday, out of 5th in the Grand Prix or 5th in the championship. And Jorge Prado, race 1, he was 9th, 4th in race 2, 3rd in race 2, and then out with some kind of machine failure. Tough weekend on the birthday, the 50th birthday weekend of Monik Mabort's the team manager for that squad. Right, Jacobi, he was close to Larinaga on a couple of occasions. Mitch Harrison around the outside. The American native gets alongside the favourite here, the German, number 29, Henry Jacobi, and the bike goes bang! That's going to be Borromée. Borromée's bike also suffers, and Harrison almost right pillion with the Frenchman. Came over the top of the hill. Or is it the 32 of Van Donnick, actually, maybe? It was the 172. So Borromée out of 3rd. You don't want to be in that 3rd place, do you, for too long? Because Jorge Prado 3rd, out. Borromée 3rd and out. Larinaga and Jacobi. Jacobi this time gets the power down on his Kawasaki. In fact, no, Borromée. Yeah, Borromée is still there in 3rd. I just saw the 2 on the shirt, and there it is, smoking like a chimney here on a hot summer's day. How dare he light a fire? 30 degrees outside. Jacobi finds his way past Larinaga. Harrison giving chase in white on the Bud Racing Kawasaki. Says this track reminds him of High Point back home. It was good to him in race 1, where he came home in 8th place. Best for the season so far, but he and the Spaniard banging bars, and he goes through on the number 66, Larinaga. So Mitch Harrison finally producing the goods that we expected to see when he first came over for round 4. But as we know, the World Championship, riding on the other side of the world, venues you've never been to, languages you don't speak or never heard of, circuits that are completely alien. But he's welcoming this whole challenge with open arms. Here's Mitch Harrison and embracing it. And the rewards are now starting to show. He's now up into 11th place. Meanwhile, Jorge Prado here, your championship leader, race leader, just 16 race wins under his belt this year. We're only at round 10. He lost 1 to Ben Watson, didn't start in the other 2 at Matterley Base in Great Britain. Here's his teammate, Tom Vialle. He is in 2nd, but Matthijs Borromée, never seen him in the top 3 before. Brian Moreau going down again. He went down on the first lap, Brian Moreau. He's out of 27th. So 2 French riders then. Tom Vialle, Matthijs Borromée, the Honda Red Motor Asa Motor rider. last year's European champion in the 250 division. Just there in the background, doing a good race. Launching downhill after the young teenager, Tom Vialle. In his mind, he will say, well, I beat you in the European Championship last year. Nothing to say that he can't find his way past the Red Bull KTM rider, and he's getting close. Third place is already a best position for Boirame, who started this weekend 15th in the championship, 5th with his best race result so far, race 1 in Portugal. So he has the speed, and he's showing it here in MX2 race 2 in Germany. Might get him on the podium here as well, you know, if he can get past Vialle. Because Prado, 2 wins. Vialle second, Olsen third. Boirame just 2 points off the podium. But it could all change here with 8.5 minutes to go. Tom Vialle loses out to Matthijs Boirame at the end of the straight. And Boirame will now hit the line second. That'll give him 2 extra points. It might shift him onto the podium. It does for now, tied with Thomas Olsen. Olsen is in 4th place, about 6 seconds behind Tom Vialle. Tom Vialle's time of 55.7, Tom Olsen's time of 54.9. So if he finds his way back past the number 28, then Olsen is back on the podium. So he can't afford to switch off in the next 7 minutes or so. Number 28, Vialle. But great ride, great performance so far for the guy ahead of him, number 172. Michael Sandler, 766, picking himself up. Where was he? He was in 17th place, actually. Here's Boirame, just up on the pegs as long as possible in those deep ruts. Vialle just getting dropped here, but what a performance this is from Matthijs Boirame. He's been showing his potential since Portugal. He'll be gutted if he doesn't make the podium. It's probably a long shot anyway, but depends on the results around him. As we said, Thomas Olsen, 6 seconds behind Vialle going into lap 12, which we are now on. If he finds his way past the 28, then of course that gives him an extra point or 2. But he'll enjoy his time in second position, that's for sure, will Matthijs Boirame, and also all of the crew down there, including the owner, Alfredo Bevilacqua. And anyway, Prado over the line. Prado 10.5 seconds clear. Boirame second, Vialle third, Olsen 4th, Beaton 5th, Vassen is in 6th place. 6 minutes to go here in MX2. Just under 6 minutes plus 2 laps to go. MX2 race 2, the MXGP of Germany here at Teutschenthal, the Talkessel circuit. This is number 98, Bas Vassen, on the Hitachi KTM UK machine fueled by Milwaukee. He is giving chase to the number 14 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, the Australian Jed Beaton, as they fight over 5th place. So second wind late in the race for the Dutchman, number 98. Prado continues to lead, though, just over 10 seconds between him and the French rider for Honda Red Motor Asamoah, Matthijs Boirame. Tom Vialle, the second of the 2 Red Bull KTMs, in 3rd. Olsen is in 4th. The lead Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, Beaton 5th, Vassen 6th, Maxim Renault and Michele Chervlin, the 2 Yamaha MC Action, Yamaha MC Migliori riders, in 7th and 8th. Adam Sterry 9. And his F&H Kawasaki teammate, Henry Jacobi, is there in 10th place. Put the flag out now. Prado wins with 2 lots of 25, 50 points for him. Vialle second overall, and that will be a best finish for him, and a third podium. He was third also in Trentino and Matterley Basin. Tom Vialle. He'll be second overall here with daylight as well. Boirame would currently be on the podium in third. Olsen sharing the points with him though. Olsen currently fourth in the race, 6 seconds behind Tom Vialle. We've got 4.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. So is it going to be Boirame or Olsen on the podium? Either way, Jorge Prado will extend his championship lead over his closest rival, Thomas Olsen and Jacobi. Kjer went out with a mechanical problem a couple of laps ago. Came in over the finish line, landed, looked like he'd maybe landed with too much back brake, but then came into this turn here and the bike completely expired. And what has been a tough weekend for the MXGP boys. A headache they don't need as well, ahead of bikes being shipped to Indonesia for the 2 rounds in 2 weeks' time and 3 weeks' time. They'll have bikes crated up ready to go, but don't want to be having to prep an extra one just in case. Anyway, here's Sterry, ahead of his teammate Jacobi. Adam Sterry, the Welshman. Just over the border in North Wales. From England, Adam Sterry, number 811. The lead F&H Kawasaki rider. He is in 9th place. Jacobi, wonder how much steam has been blown out of his sails here, because he was pushing for a podium here this weekend. Here's what happened to him earlier on in the day. Just folded the front, went down whilst he was behind Bas Varsen. Varsen is in 6th position now, but it hasn't put the fans off. They're still cheering his every move, his every turn. Over up on the right-hand side there. He will currently be 7th overall on 31 points, so he's going to be 5 short of the podium at his home round. And after 3rd in race 1, it was all looking so promising for Jacobi. Here's number 14, Jed Beaton. He is in 5th place. Back marker there, number 52, is Martin Winter. Bas Varsen is the next rider, number 98 on the KTM. He's in 6th place. Not too much daylight between him and Maxime Renault, though. Renault, the next rider in shot here. The 959 is also turning it up in the latter stages of MX2 Race 2. Javelin a little bit further back, 4 seconds adrift of his younger teammate. Minute and a half to go. Be 3 laps then from here, won't it? Because currently Jorge Prado, who has completed 14 laps and is how far ahead of Jed Beaton? 22 seconds. There's plenty of time for Jorge Prado to get to the line to complete lap 15 before the 2-lap board goes out over on the opposite side of the valley to where they are now. But Prado continues to lead, 8 seconds clear of Matthijs Boirame, who is in a career best finishing position. It's not going to take a minute to get to the line from here for Mr. Prado. Honda Red Motor, Assa Motors, Matthijs Boirame in 2nd. Vialle, Red Bull teammate to the 61 here of Jorge Prado. He is in 3rd. Olsen is in 4th place. Closing down, is he? Quicker in the 2nd and 3rd sectors than the French teenager. He needs to pass Vialle to get himself on the podium. There's Boirame. He's in 2nd. He's on 36 points. Looking for his first ever podium in MX2. Sterry and Jacobi. Oh, Jacobi closes down his teammate. Whoa! And that is out of order from Jacobi. And I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Sterry just parks his bike in the side of his race truck when he gets back round there and launches it into Henry Jacobi, because they're good training mates, they're good buddies, but that may have just changed in the heat of the moment, the heat of battle. He won't care. Real honey badger status this weekend, taking out your own teammate. An aggressive move across him down one of the fastest straights on the racetrack. And Jacobi moves up to ninth place. Adam Sterry will go down the order, but that will also hand a position to Mitch Harrison, who will take over 10th place. I'm sure we'll get to look at that again. But the two riders went into the corner side by side. Three to go, soon to be 2 to go. And Adam Sterry's reaction was immediately to look at the crew down there in pit lane as if to say, dude, come on, have a word. So a little bit more drama here then this weekend in MXGP. Watch this. Just a few moments ago, half a lap ago or thereabouts, they come out of the turn. Oh, he's already parked him down there. Sterry read it well. Remember, this is for 9th place. And then, just out, coming out of pit lane, Sterry goes to the inside, Jacobi goes to the outside, and then look, just closes the door aggressively, unnecessarily, hooks up his teammate, and just drags him down the track. Very lucky for Sterry to get up. And that was the reaction from Sterry. Have a word, boss. Dock his wages. In that little bit of drama, Morgan Lasciardo on the race store Max Park KTM has moved himself into 12th ahead of Ika Larinaga, but here's Mitch Harrison, the Bud Racing Kawasaki rider, in 10th place. So 8th in race 1, 10th in race 2. Going to be good enough for 8th overall. Season's best. Here is Jacobi. He's going to be 5th overall this weekend. Warame is still looking at 3rd overall in what is his rookie season in MX2. But it depends on what happens behind him. Vialle currently 3 seconds clear of Olsen with 2 laps to go. Here's Jorge Prado getting ready to take the 1 lap board though in a 2 or 3 corners time. Alvin Olsen, 161 getting lapped. Obviously had some problems early on in the race. Finds himself in 25th on the Revo. Husqvarna, his teammate Dylan Walsh in 14th place, just ahead of Zach Pichon, Richard Chikina, Yuri Avisto, Jan Pencer, Michael Sander, and Hardy Ruziorg as the 61 of Jorge Prado enters his final lap here at Germany. Here is Warame, but we need to keep an eye on the battle behind him on this final lap between Tom Vialle and Thomas Olsen. Vialle over the line, 2 seconds clear. It could all change on the final lap, though. It would be heartbreaking for Matej Warame here, Honda Red Motor, Asa Motor, to be told on the pit board, you are in 3rd place, only for Olsen to find his way past Vialle on the final lap and rob him of a maiden podium in MX2. Here is Vialle. He will try to push on as hard as he can. There is Olsen. That's the gap between 3rd and 4th in the race, and the battle for 3rd in the overall Grand Prix. Olsen needs to pass this guy ahead of him, number 28, if he is to stand on the 3rd step of the podium here this weekend. So Vialle needs to keep his focus. Jed Beaton just behind in 5th place, number 14. Simona can hardly look. The coordination manager for the team, Honda Red Motor, Asa Motor. They're seeing exactly the same images as we are. They would have worked out that if things stay as they are, they will be celebrating their first podium in MX2 as a team. Olsen is getting closer, but he's running out of time. Meanwhile, ahead of them, Jorge Prado, who was 13 seconds clear, is going to be making his way to the final corner, right on cue. Jorge Prado, Red Bull KTM, wins here in Germany. He goes 1-1, again, his 17th race win of the year. His 9th Grand Prix victory of the season. And he reaches the quarter of a century, 25 Grand Prix victories now. Boisramé comes over the line in second. Vialle will take third for second overall. And you can see what it means to Matthijs Boisramé to be second in the race and on the podium, third overall. Olsen doesn't know what's going on, but good job, Matthijs Boisramé and Honda Red Motor Motor. Solid performance this weekend. And you are all rewarded with a second place finish in the final race here in Germany and third overall at the Grand Prix. Top three in the race then. Jorge Prado, Matthijs Boisramé, Tom Vialle. Thomas Olsen 4, Jed Beaton was 5. Henry Jacobi, a little bit disconsolate. He knew he was within touching distance of a podium. Oh, it's interesting. It's like, no. It's like, dude, you're talking absolute nonsense. That's what Jacobi's saying. Adam Sterry's like, mate, you watch the playback. But Vialle, second overall, career best for the young Frenchman as well. So lots of things to talk about here in Germany this weekend. Prado goes 1-1. We'll talk to him in just a few moments. Second overall, Tom Vialle. And Vialle with the second and a third. And then third overall, Matthijs Boisramé. But here is Lisa Leyland getting ready to talk to, Georgie Porgy.
Jorge Prado, 17th race win, 9th GP victory this year. You made it look easy when others made many mistakes.
Yeah, it was another great hit. Honestly, I felt very good in this one, better than in the past, the first race in the quali. So, no, very happy about it. And yeah, another 50 points. So super excited about the weekend and happy with the riding and with the pros about the weekend. Yeah.
Great job. Thanks, Jorge.
Jorge Prado wraps up Germany here then with another Grand Prix victory. Race win number 17 for the season. We've done 10 rounds. He's ridden at 9 of them, and he takes his 9th Grand Prix victory. So the last 8 coming on the bounce here. The extended championship lead as well over Thomas Olsen. Official confirmation then for MX2 race 2. Jorge Prado, the overall winner, from Matthijs Boisramé and Tom Vialle. Thomas Olsen was 4th, Jed Beaton 5th, Bas Varsen, Maxime Renault, Michele Chervelin, and Henry Jacobi 9, Mitch Harrison 10, Adam Sterry 11. So he picked himself up and managed to rejoin the race and pick up some decent points, Sterry. Morgan Luciano 12, Ika Larinaga 13, Dylan Walsh 14, Zach Pichon, Richard Sakina, Jerry Avisto, Jan Panzer, Hardy Ruziorg and Michael Sandner. But some standout performances there and some good results overall as well. Podium looks like this weekend here in Germany, round 10 of the FIA Motocross World Championship. Jorge Prado, another maximum point haul. Vialle got a second in race 1, his best finish, and he rounds that off with second overall for a KTM 1-2. Boisramé on the box for the first time ever, edging out Olsen in a tie of the points. Jacobi 5th, Beaton 6th, Varsen 7, and Mitch Harrison inside the top 10, coming home 8th overall, a career best, a season's best for him. So of course, he made the podium in America a couple of years ago in MX2 at Glen Helen. That's the championship. Prado, Olsen, Geerts. Geerts did not finish race 2. Vialle moves up to 4th, look, at the expense of Jacobi and Watson. Watson injured, not sure on the return date for him, but hand looks a proper mess. Evans, 7th overall, so he loses ground as well. He didn't start in race number 2 this weekend. Mitch Evans after that crash in race 1. But yeah, we're a little bit thin on the ground. KTM continued to dominate this year's Manufacturers' Championship in MX2. The foxhole shot belongs to Jorge Prado. 15 now for the season. 14 now for the season. Sorry, he took number 13 in race 1, 14 in race 2. Tom Vialle has 4, Darren Sinai has 1, Rowan van der Moosdijk has 1. So 2 Kawasaki hole shots and 18 KTMs from the one team. Getting ready for the podium here then. Round 10 of the FIM Motocross World Championship here at the Teutschenthal circuit in Germany. Matthijs Boeremé, last year's European champion, stands on the 3rd step of the podium in MX2 this weekend for Honda Red Motor Asa Motor. He still can't believe it. Fantastic second in the final race as well. Tom Vialle, 2 Frenchies on the box this weekend. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing though go 1-2 because once again it's Jorge Prado. Another solid day here, another 1-1, perfect weekend in Germany. Win number 9 for the season for Jorge Prado, win number 25 for the career. David Decali here as acting interim team manager this weekend, just like he has been for the last couple of rounds. But 1 or 2 talking points that we'll keep a close eye on during the course of the next couple of days or so in terms of the event, the riders, some of the action on track. 3rd overall though, Matthijs Boeremé, Honda Red Motor Asa Motor. 2nd overall, career best as well for him. Tom Vialle, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. And Jorge Prado, well, winning is a habit, isn't it? He's certainly getting used to it. Another one for the trophy cabinet. Jorge Prado holds that trophy aloft. And David Decali will take another trophy back to the team base. And Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, Decali Racing, almost need a new extension, don't they, for this current crop of trophies that are coming through thick and fast from Jorge Prado. Came here with the championship leaders red plate, leaves here with the championship leaders red plate. We have a week off before we head to Indonesia for the next 2 rounds. Jorge Prado takes another red plate. Next up, the national anthem of Spain.
Und zur Ehre des Siegers hören wir jetzt die spanische Nationalhymne.
Top 3 here this weekend. Jorge Prado, Tom Vialle and Matthijs Boeremé round out the podium here, round 10 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Germany. We'll talk to the top 3 in just a few moments' time.
Jorge Prado, congratulations. Considering you weren't really feeling yourself at the start of the weekend, you regrouped, refocused, and you've extended that championship lead.
Definitely. I started the weekend a bit weak. You know, I didn't find a very good feeling on track. So today I turned it around and felt very good in the first moto and even better in the second one. So happy about the weekend. Another tough track. So it was nice to ride and race like this. So very excited and so happy about this win and the championship.
Great job, thanks Jorge. Second overall today we have Tom Vialle. Tom, a career best for you, third podium of the season, a second and a third. You must be very happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It's very good for me and for all the team for great work and also for training all the weekend with Joel Smith, and thank you everybody. The track was very good and good feeling all the weekend.
Congratulations, thank you. Third overall today we have Mateusz Bosarami. Mateusz, first MX2 podium for you and for your team, but it was so close between you and TKO. Tell us about your races.
Yeah, it's very incredible. I'm very happy because it's very hard the last month, and I am happy for this race. I have a good ride with my bike, and no, this feeling in the second race is very good. I am happy for the first podium, and yeah, it's not easy, but it's a MX2. I like, but it's not good.
Well deserved. Congratulations.
Mateusz Bosarami, Honda Red Motor, Asa Motor, picks up his first ever podium in MX2. He was European champion last year, and he's realising his potential in MX2 this year as well. A career best finish in race 2 with second place. So then Tom Vialle also picking up a career best result in race 1 with second, and a career best podium finish race 2 here this weekend. So second overall, his third podium. But his Red Bull KTM teammate, Jorge Prado, was victorious once again. A double-one moto finish, all 50 points for the number 61. The championship leader extends his lead. He keeps a red plate. We'll have a week off, but he'll return in Indonesia for the first of 2 rounds over there in Asia. So congratulations then to all our top 3 riders this weekend: Jorge Prado, Tom Vialle and Mateusz Bosarami. We're going to take a break for just a couple of minutes. When we return, it will be for the conclusion of this German Grand Prix, the MXGP of Germany. MXGP Race 2 is coming up next. We'll see you in a moment.